You know what, Paul Mariner? Playing 71 minutes in the English Premier League can be very tough. So you need a rest after that. And that's what Mesut Ozil got for the trip to Eintracht Frankfurt, because he plays tough. 71 minutes. He hadn't played much before this season as well. What's going on with him? Because for a player with so much ability, we're not seeing it.
Well, look, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors at training. We don't know what's going on in his personal life. But when the manager comes out and says that he needs a rest...
Really?
I mean, to the honest, hard-working people throughout the globe, then that is an absolute joke. I mean, how tired can he be? He's played 71 minutes. It's absolutely... I just don't know. It's a head-scratcher, to say the least.
Stevie Nicol, your good friend and ours, him and I did a piece on FC over the summer, and we mentioned Mesut Ozil. He went on the defensive, and he had to go at me, and he had to go because I said, look, for someone with as much ability, whether it's a lack of application or what it is, and he didn't like that. He said, you've got no right to criticise Mesut Ozil. That's an opinion. I stand by that, and I'm sure the Arsenal fans, having seen what he's capable of, we're not having a go at him just because he's Mesut Ozil. We're having a go because we have seen what he's capable of doing. That's the issue. Can you understand why Stevie stood up for Mesut Ozil?
Yeah, I can. I mean, he's part of the Professional Footballers Union, as I am. But the thing is, here's what it is with Ozil. It's frustration. Because, as you quite rightly say, Mark, he's a top player. When he wants to be, he's a top player. I'd like to see him just do a little bit more work on the other side of the ball, but when he's on the ball, he very rarely gives it away. He's very creative. But we want to see more than 71 minutes of that. And this is what all Arsenal fans are craving for. Because you're sort of licking your lips, you're thinking about Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, and Ozil. I mean... It's
frightening if it clicks.
And think about the service that he can provide. And that's all theory, but we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen it for quite some time.
And he's a luxury player. Certain teams can handle luxury players, but right now, when Arsenal give the ball away, you then have four very creative players, the striker and the three in behind. They're not used to kind of getting back and helping, are they? It's like X and then Y. If Y doesn't do well or loses possession of the ball, then the onus is on X, and that's where they're struggling.
Look at one of the best teams in Europe, or the best team, the champions of Europe. How do they go about the business, Liverpool? They work hard for each other. The unit is very, very tight, and they've got incredibly talented attacking players. So there's no reason why Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ozil, and Pepe, why they can't drop back. All they've got to, all the defenders are asking them to do is to drop into a spot, because when you're defending with 6 in the Premier League, you've got to get beat.
I want to end with a two-part question. First question, if you're the Arsenal manager, do you keep Mesut Ozil?
Well, I said in the summer, no. I said if there's interest, let him go and pay some of his wages.
Second part of the question, when you've got a guy that's earning a small fortune, as he is, how do you get rid of someone that is clearly in a comfort zone and no one's going to be able to afford him? Because why would you pay that amount of money, knowing what his ability is, but there's no guarantee that he's going to be your 8 out of 10 player every week. So if you're not going to keep him, and no one else wants him because they can't afford him...
Well, you've got to bring him back in the fold. It's as simple as that. You've got to get in a room with him, you've got to talk to him, you've got to cajole him into being that Arsenal player.
Are we not past that though, Paul? Seriously. Are we not past that?
But you just asked me a hypothetical question. He's an Arsenal football player, right?
So the onus is on who to get it out of him.
You can't find anybody at the present moment that wants to take him off the bench. Okay. So you've got to try and bring him back into the ranks.
How easy is that to do? You've been a manager,
difficult.
You've been a player.
It's very difficult. If a player's not switched on, if he doesn't fancy it, then it's very, very difficult to get into him. And, it's going to be very interesting what happens in January.
So what's the solution?
At the present moment, if he's going to perform the way that he's performing, you've got to find other players. You've got to find a system that maybe Torreira comes in and just more protection in front of that back four. That's the solution. You've got to find the players that are committed to the cause and find a system that fits those players.
And the other solution, of course, is getting rid of him, whether it's on loan or whatever. If no one's willing to come up with the cash for his wages, pay the majority of his wages.
Yep.
Just to get him away from the football club. It's sad because he's got so much ability. That's the frustrating thing.
Yep.
He's frustrated, I'm frustrated, I'm not even an Arsenal fan. Mesut Ozil is better than what he's showing. And 71 minutes, he doesn't need a rest after that.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.